Mate, my first question was going to be how excited are you guys about coming here after such a long time, but it sounds like you are mega excited already.
Oh, like off the charts excited.
So, mate, tell us a little bit about this tour. You guys haven't been here for so long, but we've had so many people who are excited about the tour, asking for tracks to be played on the show and things like that. Are you aware of how loved you guys are here in Australia?
Um, Not really. I guess what I would say is like I have it's because it's been so long, and like I have like really fond memories of being in Australia, and like all the shows were always so amazing, and even coming back for I don't think it's still around, but was it Soundwave? I think.
Yeah, yep.
Is that because that's no longer, right?
No, that unfortunately fell by the wayside.
Yeah, so that's how long ago. I don't know how long ago it went away, but like yeah, those are kind of like my memories and like kind of like just really fun experiences. And and most of the time I'm not like I'll call myself like producer Bo, and then there's band guy Bo.
Yep.
And since Saosin kind of only really exists when we can all kind of like clear our schedules and make time for it, most of my life is spent producing records, and I sometimes forget that I'm even in a band until someone I'm working with reminds me about it. And which is kind of a strange, funny thing to say out loud. But yeah, I mean, I'm not really aware of the love most of the time because I'm so busy spent like helping or working on other people's albums.
Yep.
So, but once I get over there, then it's going to be, it's like a really strange thing that happens, because on one hand, I feel like we're very lucky that, we all kind of have our own outside of the band careers, and it puts us in a position to where we don't really, like we don't have to tour. It's not our livelihood,
Yep.
So we don't have to do it. Like there's no motivation other than, is this going to be fun? Will we enjoy it? Are we all going to have a great, enjoyable experience? And if the answer is yes, then we do it. So, so we're not really motivated by financial gain at this point in our careers. It's more like whenever we do Saosin events, it's like a vacation almost.
Yeah.
So, but I guess with that, every time we do something with Saosin, it's just so much fun, and we're so passionate about it, and it's just a genuine explosion of excitement for us.
Will it feel weird for you taking that time out from producing? Because it sounds like that producing is such a big part of your life now. Will it feel weird going away from that for a little while?
It always does. There's like a, I don't know, a little bit under, I've found that there's about a little bit under a week of adjustment period for me.
Yeah.
Where I kind of, what I mean? It's almost like, the feeling of when you leave your house to go like on a trip or something.
Yeah.
And as you get on like the highway, you like start patting your pockets, and you're like, wait a minute, did I bring this? And you go through that mental checklist of, I think I forgot something.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I kind of experience a similar feeling for about 4 or 5 days as I'm transitioning to each way, in and out of the band, So as I go into the band, I start thinking like, oh man, I got to check my emails. Like, did I send off a mix today, or did I send off? I got to talk to the label. What, like, I was supposed to check in with this manager or whatever, And as I get more into the tour, I realize like, oh yeah, like I'm band Bo right now, and I don't have to have those other responsibilities. But then as I transition into band Bo, then it becomes like, then I'm vacation mode, and I no longer have to worry about, touch base calls and like, progress reports with how albums are shaping up with labels and stuff. And then when I get home, it's like, it's like, oh man, did I remember my laminate? And I'm like, what do I need my laminate for? Like, I'm in the studio, like I don't need these, like I don't need my credentials right now, or like, like, or do I need to like tell my guitar tech to remind him to get this extra guitar for me, or whatever, like all those things that you're on tour and you kind of like get into that mode of, then you kind of have to transition back into going into the different role of my life. So, but yeah, generally it takes about a couple days to adjust.
Yeah, using that analogy with a holiday, the other thing that quite often happens is you feel like you're quite alien for that first couple of days of the holiday, but then by the end of the holiday, you're thinking, do I really have to go back to my normal life? When you're band, Bo, do you sometimes think, I wish I could stay here and bring out more albums and things like that? Like, do you ever get into that frame of mind?
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, because when we get around each other, everything is just so much fun, and we all, it's like, it's just like, I mean, I don't even know how to describe it. It's almost like you hear those, those stories of like, college or high school buddies that end up going to Vegas for the weekend, and it's like they've all got their lives and they live all over the world, and then like they get together to have like their kind of reunion party or whatever, their hangout time. Yeah. And it just, everything's back as if you never left each other in the first place. So that's kind of how we are too. Although I do see Chris and Phil quite often. Chris and I will sometimes work together on different projects. He's a very successful cinematographer and photographer. So sometimes if he's doing, big launch videos for companies that are involved in music, I might be doing the audio side of that. So we interact all the time, and we also go camping, and we ride mountain bikes quite often. Like, for instance, this summer, Chris, myself, and a couple other friends went to Utah, and we did a little over 300 miles across the mountains of Utah in 6 days, I believe it was. Yeah. So we did kind of like a bike packing trip, and it was just so much fun. But we love just connecting every once in a while, and just kind of like going out and just hanging out with the guys. And this is a similar thing, except on steroids, because of the amount of excitement and, instant feedback you're getting from playing songs that you love and in front of an audience, and just seeing people's faces, like, giving that energy to us is just so exciting. Yeah. For me, at least. It's so fulfilling. Yeah.
So I guess I've got to ask, have you guys been working on new music? Like, is an album something that we might expect down the track, or are you just solely focusing on touring at the moment?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, like, I'm always writing music. And like I was saying, I work with a lot of other artists, and sometimes the hardest part is I will be, because the music that I write, it sounds like, you could say it sounds like Saosin or it sounds like Bo, but it's like, it's kind of intertwined at this point. So sometimes I'll be writing some stuff for other artists, and I'll think to myself, like, literally as soon as it comes out of the guitar amp, I'm like, oh crap, that is an awesome riff. Like, I know everyone in the room just said, yes, let's keep that, and you want it, but like, is there any way that I can take that back and I can use it for Saosin? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but no, I've got about like 30, I think I have 33 songs like ready to go with vocals. 2 of them already have vocals on it. But, kind of going back to what I was saying in the beginning, we just wait until everything, just the stars align and everything is right, and we all are feeling great about everything in order to kind of like jump in and do it. We were going to, we had some plans to go into the studio maybe last year, but then I think Anthony had some conflicting dates with his touring, so we just decided to postpone it. But yeah, it'll happen when it happens, and the songs I have right now are really, really sick songs. And I'm excited for people to hear them, but I'm also very patient because I know that when it's done right, it'll be worth it.
Definitely. Now, Bo, I know you only get one break day when you're here in Australia, but what do you guys like doing when you're on tour? Do you like to head out and check out restaurants? Like, what is it that you guys like to do when you're in a country that you're not in very often?
Okay, so Chris and I have plans to go mountain biking at least 2 of the days while we're there. So
Yep.
we'll literally probably go to the show, like maybe probably have the crew load in while Chris and I go mountain biking. There's like a couple really cool parks around there.
Yep.
And at least by a couple of the venues. And so we'll be mountain biking a couple of the days. We do plan on doing like, the classic, like, go to the kangaroo park and hold the koala kind of thing. I just feel like I know that it's like really like touristy and like kind of, I don't know if lame is the right word, but like now that I have kids, I have a 6-year-old and a 9-year-old. And I was recently showing them the picture of me holding a koala when I came to Australia so many years ago.
Yep.
So I think it'll be really cool to have another picture of me holding a koala and kind of like be like, oh yeah, this was like, a lifetime ago and now this is current and it's pretty cool.
I'm not going to say it's lame because I volunteer with an animal conservation group and I go and give talks at wildlife parks and places like that. So yeah, I'm not going to call it lame. That's part of my job.
No, but you know what I mean.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I feel like people can kind of turn their nose up at like doing something that's kind of touristy.
Yeah.
But I still get a lot of enjoyment out of it.
I've got to ask about the mountain biking because one of my best friends is a mad mountain biker. How did you get into that, and what do you love about mountain biking?
So one of the things that I love about mountain biking is that it's almost like meditation, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, one, there's the physical side of it, right? So I'm not much of a extreme downhiller guy. One, because I'm scared of getting hurt.
Yep.
So I will do some pretty technical downhill, but I'm not a guy that goes up into the mountains and like takes the ski lift up the mountain and then just tries to haul ass down the mountain and do a bunch of jumps.
Yep.
I'm more of like a technical single trail kind of park ride guy. And I also love going up hills. So I love it for I'm more of an enduro rider, I guess. So I love like going uphill. I love the workout. Like there's a ride around my house that we do once a week. It's only about like 20 miles, but I think it's like I forget the elevation gain, but it's pretty intense where by the time you're done at the top of it, it's like a 1.5 mile climb of just straight up.
Yeah.
And it's pretty brutal. It's pretty brutal. But yeah, I love it because it's almost like meditation, because when you're going down or you're pedaling up, you really can't think about anything else. You're forced to be so focused on what's right in front of you.
Yep.
And I think that's a really healthy exercise to give your mind, as well as, me being stuck in a 20 by 30 studio my entire life. It's nice to get outside and enjoy some sun.
Yeah. I'm glad you said that you don't do the dangerous downhill stuff because my mate comes back from weekends away all covered in grazes and bruises and he's like, oh, you guys need to come with me. And it's like, we look at those cuts and braces and go, yeah, no, I think I'll pass. So... yeah.
Right. Yeah. It's like your friend that like does like jujitsu or boxing, like they always have like a black eye and they're just like, you got to come with me, man. It's so much fun. And I'm like, oh yeah. Like I don't feel like getting beat up right now. Even though what's weird is I do have, so I'm very good friends with Buddy from Senses Fail.
Yep.
And he is like a really high ranked jujitsu. And he does it competitively. And he, when we talk about it, because I had produced the last couple Senses Fail albums as well. And over the time we start talking about jujitsu and just the mental side of it and how much of it is just problem solving and almost like, it's almost like gymnastics puzzles almost, it's like a physical chess game. And he always tells me about how much my personality would really love that aspect of the sport.
Yep. Yeah.
So I'm anxious to try it, but I'm also like nervous in the sense of like, yeah, but I'm just nervous that like I'm going to get in there with someone that I don't know and they're just going to like try to rip my arm off and then can't play guitar for 9 months, or maybe it causes permanent damage. I don't know. My fear is taking over, so I got to get past that fear.
Definitely. We've all got to get over those fears in our lives. Well, mate, I know we're running out of time very, very quickly, and you've got another interview to get to. So, to wrap up, what would you like to say to people out there that are heading along to check out Saosin, but maybe there's some people out there who haven't grabbed a ticket yet? What would you like to say to those people?
Oh, man. I mean, if you don't want to go, don't come.
Yeah.
You know? I really don't know what to say because I've never really, I guess I've never really been a person to ask someone to like my band, nor would I expect them to like the band.
Yeah.
I guess all I can say is if you come, you'll get to see me cheesing hard in the front. You know, if you're close enough to see me on stage, then you'll be able to see me just kind of looking like a total nerd smiling the whole time because I'm just going to be having the time of my life.